Hi, PGA Tour Coach Randy Joyner here today with the truth about the lies. Today we're standing on the driving range. We're going to talk about the driver. Now this is the club everybody wants to talk to me about. And yes, in future videos we're going to talk about speed and how to hit it farther, because I've never met the player yet that wanted to hit it shorter. But today we're going to talk about two things people struggle with the driver. They struggle with keeping it in play, obviously, because you don't want to hit it in people's living rooms when you're playing a golf course. But you want to be able to understand just how this driver's supposed to be struck. So tee height is critical.
I'll be going up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drill be run.
If you watch on television, tour players do not tee it as high as you think they do. So let's talk about that for a second. When you set up to hit a driver, if you notice how I've got this ball teed, this ball is half the ball is above the top of the club. So if you look at the stripe on the range ball, and I sole this driver, half of the ball is above the top crown of that driver. You don't want to tee it any higher than that. But what most of you do is you tee it extremely high. So when I sit this driver down, that entire ball is above the club head. So now I have to swing up to get to the ball. And when I do that, the face is going to open up and you're going to miss it to the right. If you've been around ball launch monitors at all, and yes, golf is a game of technology now with all the ball launch monitors, they will tell you to swing up. I'm going to tell you that that's not as important as you might think. You want to be swinging more down than you think. You see, because if I bring another ball over here, ball position's critical with a driver. I'm going to sit this club down the way it's designed to sit. So it's got the trailing edge and leading edge both touching the ground. That ball is in line with my left heel. Think of it in relation to your left shoulder. It'll actually make it easy. I want that ball in line with my left shoulder. So now when I'm striking down on that ball, I'm hitting down on a driver as hard as I hit down on a 7-iron, and so does every tour player. But when the club gets to that point, I would strike a 7-iron about here with where it would be in my stance. But when I get to that driver, I'm still trying to strike down on it, but when it gets to that point, the driver starts to bottom out and then it swings up. Now that's what's read on a launch monitor. They're telling you guys to swing up. We don't necessarily do that. Because if you do that, again, that club face is going to open up and you're going to miss it to the right, which is where most of you miss it. So what I want you to think about is we've talked about the right hand and how the right hand and arm work in a golf swing, and it's a lot like a throwing motion. I want you to feel like you hit a little more down with that driver. So if you do that, it'll look something like this. So again, it's teed much lower than you think. You're going to strike this as if you're hitting an iron. And that's going to create that trajectory you're looking for, and you're going to hit longer, straighter tee shots. And then when we throw speed into that, you're really going to start to hit it farther. One of the other things I want to give you a heads up about, if you're playing a driver with very little loft, 9-10 degrees, and you're, let's say, above a 5 handicap, you're probably not playing enough loft. We'll talk about that in another video as well. But for now, tee that ball the correct height, hit down on it just like you do an iron, and you're going to play better golf. Don't forget to like and subscribe to The Truth About the Lies, and we'll see you on the next video.